It's Tuesday, December 22nd, and this is your coffee break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you the latest local headlines today, including a Shelton man that's been arrested for a murder in New York City, and a rare sight that is set to be seen in the sky on Christmas. Rob Adams will also be bringing us the latest in local sports and give us a weather update. Donald Ang takes a look back on this day in history. But first, getting to today's news. A Shelton man has been arrested in connection to a New York City road rage shooting that left one man dead in 2011. The incident stems from an apparent traffic dispute that took place on 125th Street in Queens involving 52-year-old George Cuppy of Shelton and two other men. This happened on July 14, 2011. After the argument, Cuppy was reported to have left the scene but returned a short time later and shot both men with a handgun. One of the men was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. The other man survived his injuries. There is no indication of a prior relationship between Cuppy and the two men. Yesterday at about 5 in the morning, Shelton police detectives, along with U.S. Marshals and detectives from Queens and the Queens Homicide South, responded to West Side Lane in Shelton and arrested Cuppy. He was charged in Connecticut with being a fugitive from justice and placed on a $100,000 bond. Cuppy is scheduled to appear in Derby Superior Court December 22nd and is awaiting extradition to New York on various charges. A 69-year-old Ridgefield woman who got lost in the woods last Saturday at Bennett's Pond State Park was lucky her cell phone had a strong battery because police say the signals ultimately helped rescuers locate her. The woman got lost around 1 in the afternoon, called police for help at 3:15, and was found partly by electronically tracking her cell phone signal at about 6:45 p.m. According to Captain Jeffrey Kreitz, she was so deep in the woods she could not hear the police sirens. She was ultimately located in the Ives Court area off Pine Mountain Road. According to Kreitz, there was no sense of danger and officers were in communication with her throughout. The only concern was that her cell phone battery would die. 2 state canine units, the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, Ridgefield Fire, along with Danbury Fire and Police and West Reading Fire Department all participated in the search. And a Connecticut State Appellate Court yesterday upheld a $28.6 million civil judgment against former White House lawyer J. Michael Farron, who was convicted in 2014 of nearly beating his ex-wife to death in their New Canaan home. Farron was sentenced to 15 years in prison last year. Mary Farron, his wife, was reportedly attacked in their New Canaan home on January 6, 2010, after she served her husband with divorce papers. She was brutally beaten with a metal flashlight while the couple's baby and 7-year-old were asleep in the family's Waccamae Road home at the time. You can get more information on that story at ncadvertiser.com. A former paraprofessional at a Stratford middle school accused of sexual assault had her case continued to next month. Kyle D'Amato-Cushel made her first appearance Monday in Bridgeport Superior Court. Her case was continued to January 20th, according to the court clerk's office. 46-year-old D'Amato-Cushel was charged December 8th with second-degree sexual assault, fourth-degree sexual assault, as well as interfering with an officer and tampering with a witness. Stratford police said they contacted her on October 1st about allegations of inappropriate conduct by an adult female and a juvenile victim. Police said a report alleged that D'Amato-Cushel, a paraprofessional at Worcester Middle School who worked for the Stratford School District since 2006, was involved. D'Amato-Cushel was fired November 9th after the district received a report on allegations from the State Department of Children and Families that she was in fact engaging in inappropriate behavior with a student. Updates on that story are at stratfordstar.com. And 21-year-old Anthony Bellardo of Norwalk was arrested Monday in New Canaan for allegedly stealing from cars. Officers responded to the area of Elm Street and Park Street after a complainant reported a Hispanic male looking into vehicles and acting suspiciously. Investigating officers located a person that matched the description and identified him as Bellardo. Bellardo was in possession of a stolen check that he attempted to cash unsuccessfully at 2 local banks. The investigation revealed that Bellardo intended to enter vehicles in the center of town and steal from them. His charges include possession of burglar's tools, conspiracy to commit fifth-degree larceny, as well as a host of other charges. He's set to appear in court today. And in Milford, drug charges were lodged December 18th against a West Haven man who reportedly hid marijuana in his buttocks, police said. The incident took place at about 10:30 at night on Wheelers Farm Road and Honeycomb Lane. While on anti-crime patrol, the Milford Police Narcotics Unit observed suspicious activity in a park near Plains Road and the Boston Post Road. Detectives later conducted a motor vehicle stop near Wheelers Farm Road, and the passenger, 31-year-old Linvar Dillon of West Haven, was observed trying to conceal an unknown item on his body and would not comply with detectives when he was told to show his hands. Detectives used Cedar, the department's trained narcotics detection canine, to search the vehicle and Dillon. Police said Cedar alerted to the buttocks area of Dillon, where detectives recovered 11 bags of marijuana packaged for resale. Dillon also had 14 bags of heroin in his pocket, police said. He was charged with possession of marijuana, possession with intent to sell, as well as possession of heroin and possession of heroin with intent to sell. His bond was set at $10,000, and he's scheduled to appear in court January 12th. And a routine traffic stop in Monroe resulted in charges against a man early on the morning of December 21st. According to reports, police stopped a red Subaru Outback for a motor vehicle violation on Old Zor Road at about 2 in the morning. Upon speaking with the occupants, the officer reported smelling marijuana inside the car. The occupants of the car admitted to smoking marijuana earlier, and upon searching the vehicle, 22-year-old Anthony Viglione of Monroe allegedly had 2 prescription bottles in his pocket. One contained marijuana and the other contained 2 tablets identified as clozapam and 1 alprozam tablet. Located inside of his wallet was a wax paper fold containing 0.3 grams of heroin, police said. He faced a host of drug charges and is scheduled to appear in court December 30th. All right, going to switch gears now and throw it over to Rob Adams for a look at today's weather.
All right, Kate, good morning, everyone. We've got a rainy day, mainly most of the rain coming before 3 this afternoon with a high near 58 and the wind out of the southwest from 6 to 8 miles per hour. Solid chance of rain, 100%. Tonight, areas of fog, otherwise partly cloudy with a low around 43 and a west wind around 5. Rain mainly after 1 tomorrow afternoon, areas of fog and a high near 57. Wind out of the east 5 to 7 in the morning with a 100% chance of precipitation. Rain before midnight on Wednesday night, then a chance of drizzle or light rain after midnight, and the rain could be heavy at times, area of fog, and the temperature rising to around 61 by 3. That's on Thursday morning, 61, 3. Thursday morning, just saying. Wind out of the south, 7 to 10. To Thursday we go. A slight chance of drizzle, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Areas of fog before 9 in the morning, otherwise cloudy. A high near 66. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Christmas Day, mostly sunny. High near 59. We are looking at Reading with 52. Wilton has 53. And Shelton has 53 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks, Rob. We're going to step out for a quick break. When we come back, Donald Eng is going to give us a look back on this day in history. Rob has the latest sports news, and we have some more headlines coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information.
Darien Sports Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock Monday through Wednesday right here on the HAN Network.
We're back on this Tuesday, December 22nd edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. Time to throw it over to Donald Eng for a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, the most famous 4 notes in musical history were first heard, publicly at least, on this day. But first we go to 1807. The Embargo Act, prohibiting trade with all foreign countries, passed by the U.S. Congress at the urging of President Thomas Jefferson. The Embargo Act was a general embargo that made any and all exports from the United States illegal. It was enacted with the goal of forcing Britain and France, who were at war with each other, to respecting America's rights on the high seas. Neither side wanted the other to have American supplies. The American goal was to use economic coercion to avoid war. The policy was highly unpopular with all shipping interests, and historians have judged it a failure. It was repealed when Jefferson left office in 1809. To 1984, Bernard Goetz shoots 4 would-be muggers on an express train in the Manhattan section of New York City. The 4 black teens were not armed and denied planning to mug Goetz, characterizing their actions more as aggressive panhandling. They did have screwdrivers, which they claimed they planned to use to steal quarters from an uptown video arcade. Goetz fired 5 shots, seriously wounding all 4. 9 days later, he surrendered to police and was eventually charged with attempted murder, assault, reckless endangerment, and several gun crimes. A jury found him not guilty of all charges except 1 count of carrying an unlicensed firearm, for which he served 8 months. The incident sparked national debates on race and crime in major cities, the legal limits of self-defense, and the extent to which citizens could rely on police. Goetz still lives in New York City and is an advocate for, among other things, marijuana legalization, instant runoff voting, vegetarianism, and rescuing city squirrels. And finally we go to 1808, where we first heard this. The air conducting that's happening in the studio right now is fantastic. 1808, Ludwig van Beethoven conducts and performs a concert at the Theater an der Wien in Vienna. He premieres his 5th and 6th symphonies, the 4th piano concerto, which he performed himself, and the choral fantasy, with himself performing on the piano. Ludwig van Beethoven premieres his 5th symphony, among others, today, 1808. That is your look back in history, and I am Donald Eng.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, getting back to a little more news today, a former University of Connecticut student was granted a form of probation after a drunken tirade over macaroni and cheese. 19-year-old Luke Gaddy of Bayville, New York, told the judge at Monday's hearing that he is ashamed of his actions. The Superior Court judge granted accelerated rehabilitation for Gaddy, which allows for the charges of misdemeanor breach of peace and criminal trespassing to be dropped and put him on probation for a year. The judge said Gaddy already paid a high price for his behavior on October 4th when he belittled a food service manager in a confrontation that was recorded and widely viewed on the internet. Gaddy is no longer enrolled at UConn. University officials have declined to say whether he was expelled or left on his own. Well, time to throw it over to Rob Adams for the latest in local sports. Rob.
All right, Kate, settle in. We've got a lot to get to. Boys doubleheader hockey action last night here on the HAN network, and that was at West Haven's Edward L. Bennett Rink. First up, we had Staples Weston Shelton as they met Amity, and here are those highlights. Back the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Skating down. Circle. Score! Ryan Johnson makes it a 2-0 game.
Really almost more a 2-on-none than a 2-on-1, Rob. That defender was struggling to catch up.
We hate to be glib when we say this, but this is a Spartan power play. The hitting picks up. Ian Offenberg, how you doing? 2-on-1, and they score! Out of the right circle. Jeremy Cable breaks the snide. It's 2-1. It's a power play goal.
So what happened there was Amity's coming down with the man advantage. Time was running out. There was an elbowing call made on a check right in front of the Staples bench. We'll see it here. The elbow comes up. This is the delayed penalty happening now as we work down the ice. Penalty still being delayed. The shot comes on goal, and a beautiful shot it was. Barred down, beautifully done. The rule is that if there is a penalty already on the clock, that penalty is nullified by the goal, but the delayed penalty will still be served in its full time.
Gets down the right wing side, turning back around, goes Ryan Johnson. Johnson in a 2-on-1. Johnson skates down, waited a little too long, and then scores! Looked like he might have hesitated, but he got it. It's a 3-1 game. Great crew on hand here today at the Bennett Rink. We'll be with you for game number 2 as well. Put on net, and they score! Out of the left circle. Going 5-hole. 5-1. Tyler Cole there. Off the face-off, and that's it. So the Staples Weston Shelton Wreckers get their first win of the year. A 5-2 victory over the Amity Spartans. So the Wreckers of Staples Weston Shelton, the co-op top Amity, 5-2. Ryan Johnson, 2 goals, 2 assists to pace the Wreckers. Sam New added a goal and 4 assists for the Wreckers, a 5-point night. And Zach Bloom made 37 saves in the win. Now game 2, Notre Dame of West Haven and New Canaan. Here are those highlights. Brings it back. Taken away, and Saldo, Joseph Ansaldo, gets across the Ram line, went to leave it behind, now it's in the slot, and he goes top shelf and scores! Marciano was there for the draw, off the draw, blast coming, Caliendo just inside the blue line! Oh, over the line, the Rams bring it back. I'll try to explain when we have a moment. It was kind of funny. Out of the left circle, Francis, score! Taken by the Knights, they'll control it there. Working along is Joseph Ansaldo, out of the circle, looking to put it out in front, and they score! Back out the center it goes. George McMahon. McMahon across the line. Down the right wing side goes Tyler Hill. Hill crashing the net. Second try. They got it. 7 remaining. They have got to get the puck out of their own zone, and they're unable to so far. Sent down on net, and they score. That will turn out the lights. It's a 4-2 game. So Notre Dame of West Haven gets a 4-2 win over New Canaan on opening night for both of the squads. James Francis and George McMahon scored for the Rams. Vinny Palillo and Joanne Saldo put the game away for the Knights, who also got goals from Patty Connors and Doug Caliendo. Connor Hilton made 23 saves in the win. Liam Mooney stopped 33 for the Rams. Jack Stafford's goal on a breakaway with 1:28 left in overtime gave Ridgefield a 3-2 win over Fairfield Prep on Monday night at the Winter Garden Ice Arena. Also, Greenwich over Xavier 4-2, Trumbull 3, Brantford 1, Newtown nips Wilton 5-4, Massac over the Danbury Co-op 3-0, and West Hill Stamford took care of Watertown Pomperog 5-0. The girls hockey now. Georgia Cassidy, a hat trick for the second time this season. Marissa Baker and Sky Vanderbroek each had 2 goals. Darien blows out Ridgefield 8-2. Darien pelted the Tigers' net with 57 shots on goal. New Canaan shut out Greenwich 3-0. The girls basketball, Stamford by 16 over Ludlow 55-39. Caroline Benneville had 26 for the Greenwich Cardinals. They beat Darien 63-50. It was Taylor Brown hitting a 3-pointer with 3 seconds left. Trumbull nips Ridgefield 41-40. Staples 61, Trinity Catholic 29. St. Joe's over Central 46-14. Wilton 59, West Hill 29. Danbury knocks off New Canaan 39-28, and Ward over Norwalk 63-45. The Joel Barlow Falcons in boys basketball used an 8-0 second half run to upset the defending FCAC champion West Hill Vikings 45-42 last night in Stamford. Darien Cook, yes, Darien, not from Darien, from instead Joel Barlow, led all scorers with 19 points. Parrish Roll led the Vikings with 16. Danbury over Abbott Tech 68-39. Notre Dame of West Haven gets by Greenwich late 61-60. Pomperog 71, Wilton 58. Ludlow over Newtown 66-39. And Stamford over New Milford 66-57. On the schedule in boys basketball, it's St. Joe's at the Kallenberg Memorial Tournament. That's versus the Kallenberg Memorial, at Trinity Catholic in that tournament. Correction, that's a 5 o'clock start. Darien at Staples, Harding at Norwalk, Trumbull home for New Canaan, Colby Cathedral at Trinity Catholic. And in girls basketball, you've got McMahon at Ludlow. In wrestling, Ward at Wilton, Central at West Hill, Bethel at Wilton, Danbury at Ridgefield. I am not to be confused with the fast-talking guy from those old FedEx commercials with sports. I'm Rob Adams. Back to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. You know, I used to do a great impression of that guy.
Did you really?
One of my talents when I was little was fast talking.
That and selfie taking. I mean,
Yes.
you're
I'm
a Renaissance woman.
multi-talented. I know. Well, we are going to take a break and come back with some more news on your coffee break after this.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
we're back on this Tuesday edition of your Coffee Break. I'm Kate Czaplinski, getting back to some more local news today. Scratch Baking in downtown Milford was recently named a best local bakery in the state by Flipkey, which is a subsidiary of TripAdvisor. Leslie Flick said one of the things she likes best about her bakery business is watching people get into their cars and leaving Scratch Baking while they already start eating their purchases. The Flipkey website said of the bakery, from fresh fruit tarts to classic chocolate chip cookies and masterful layered cakes, your sweet tooth should be satisfied by any of the goodies on the menu when you find this great bakery. Scratch Baking is located at 58 River Street, tucked at the back of the building that houses Corner Convenience. It may seem a little bit off the beaten path, but word of mouth has made it a go-to spot. You can get more information on the bakery at milfordmirror.com. Each year, the Trumbull High School choirs, led by choir director Ann Tornillo, enhances Trumbull's celebrations through their annual winter concert. This year, however, the Trumbull High choirs had some additional things to celebrate. At the concert on December 17th, with alumni joining the choirs on stage for their annual holiday rendition of the Hallelujah Chorus from Handel's Messiah, the choirs took a time out from their scheduled songbook to sing the praises of Tornillo, who was recently named Trumbull High School's Teacher of the Year. They read words of congratulations from Trumbull High School Principal Mark Guarino and Trumbull Superintendent Gary Chalfie. The superintendent said he has had the privilege of observing and appreciating Ann Tornillo's rehearsals and concerts for the past 15 years. And in a nice holiday story out of Darien, 4-year-old Henry McLean presented 10 dozen Christmas cookies to Chief of Police Dwayne Lavello recently. Henry's parents say that he had the idea that he wanted to give all of the police officers Christmas cookies to share the Christmas spirit. When asked why, he said Christmas is about giving and the police work so hard to protect us. Henry and his brother Charlie, who's 2 years old, posed with the chief for a photo that you can see right now. And finally, you can expect a rare sight in the sky overhead this Christmas. And no, of course, we're not talking about Santa Claus. NASA says that the last full moon of the year will appear on Christmas Day. Its peak should occur just after 6 a.m. Eastern Time. The rare sight is called a full cold moon because it shows up during the beginning of winter. A full moon hasn't appeared on Christmas Day since 1977, and it won't happen again for another 19 years. Let's throw it back to Rob Adams for a final look at today's weather. Rob?
All right, Kate, let's take a look outside. Not so good right now. In fact, I just glanced outside the window. That rain coming down very heavy right now, mainly before 3 this afternoon with a high near 58. The wind out of the southwest from 6 to 8 miles per hour. Chance precipitation, well, it's there. It's 100%. Tonight, areas of fog, otherwise partly cloudy, low 43, west wind around 5. It'll become calm in the evening. Rain after 1 tomorrow afternoon with areas of fog and a high near 57. Calm wind becoming east from 5 to 7 in the morning. Wednesday night, rain before midnight, then a chance of drizzle or light rain after midnight. Rain could be heavy at times, areas of fog, and temperature rising to around 61 by 3 in the morning. Thursday, slight chance of drizzle, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms. That's going to roll through Thursday into Thursday night. The high 66, the low will drop down to 54. We're mostly sunny with a high near 59 for Christmas Day, 50 for Saturday, 52 for Sunday. Right around the region now, we have Reading at 53, Wilton up to 54, and right here in Shelton, 54 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, that's going to do it for this Tuesday edition of your Coffee Break. But coming up today at 12:30, The Drive with Denise. She's going to be talking yoga moves that can de-stress you this holiday season, so be sure to tune in for that. Of course, Nutmeg Sports coming up at 2, and Coffee Break will be back tomorrow at 11, our last show this week after we take a little break for the holidays. So have a great Tuesday, everyone.